Okay, now that we have our slopes and also our intercepts for each line 1 and 2, we're going to go ahead and put the numbers together. We're going to make a full equation here. Again, y equals mx plus or minus b for a slope-intercept equation. And we're going to make both lines equal to each other. And let me write it down for you. Starting with line 1. So we have the slope of negative 1.5 times x. And we happen to have a minus instead of a positive, so minus 1 is the b. We're going to make it equal to line 2. So we're going to go equals 1.1, and again that's 7 sixes and a 7, x. And this is also negative, and that is 0.1, and we're going to have more than a few sixes, and then we're going to have a 7. And let me move out of the way for you. And you'll see that line 1 is equal to line 2, and this will give us the x number in the equation, the x number that we're finding, the intersection, x equals negative 0.3125 when we're all done. So again, any algebraic equation, the goal is to get the variable alone on one side equal to a number on the other side. So you could start from any side you want. Suggestions, start with the easiest, so we'll go with the negative 1. Okay, so we get negative 1.5x equals 1.166666667x plus 0.83 repeating. So now we're going to move the x to the one side, and we're going to subtract the 1.166666667 from each side. So negative 1.5x minus 1.1 and many sixes equal and that is a negative 2, and that is a negative 2 point, and it's many sixes repeating. So again, I took it to 9 decimal places, and that's an x. Equals 0.83 repeating, and we're going to go 9 decimal places. So now we divide the negative 2.6 repeating from both sides of the equation to isolate the x, get the x by itself. And get ready, drum roll please. Actually, please don't, no drum rolls. And again, that's a negative. And I just put the little tally marks below the x side of the equation, so I don't have to write the sixes about, 9,006 times. And then finally we get x equaling, when you take 0.8 repeating 3 divided by negative 2 point repeating 6. you get negative 0.3125. And that matches up with the number of negative 0.3125. So that is the x intersection. We have it right on the money. Now what we're going to do is take that x number and plug it into the equation. Again, if I haven't mentioned it, but that would be y equals mx minus b in this case. So now we have the x. Take any one of those two equations. Let's take the easier one. Let's take line 1, which is the minus 1.5, negative 1.5 times x, which is negative 0.3125, and then minus 1. And just follow it through and you get the y number. Yep, plug in the x right where the x is and just follow it through. Negative 1.5 times the x factor. Where have I heard that before? But x. So there I put the x in there. And again, you could do this for either side since line 1 is far easier than dealing with all those decimal places. And you'll come to find that it is right on the money. And of course, you could check the numbers by using the other side of the equation, again, because they're both equal. So you get y equals negative 0.53125, just like we found it to be. And there you have it. I hope everyone enjoyed it, and I hope everyone learned something. I love doing this stuff, and I hope you do too. Leave a message, a comment, telegram, email, like, subscribe, comment. You know, that stuff everyone says after every one of their videos on all their pages. Alright, until next time, I hope everyone has a wonderful one, and peace out. Now that you made it this far, you survived part 1 and part 2. Hopefully you enjoyed it and learned something. Now for part 3 in its glorious delight. Have fun.